Alright, I'm going to take this and I'm going to clamp it from the table here because we don't need them anymore. And just throw them on the ground. I'm going to show you these got little pins here. These pins come out. You don't want to lose them. They're lining pins. And we're going to need them, so we'll save them. See something like that, you know, you drain it, they'll fall right out, and you wonder why the thing don't line up. Alright, I'm going to bring this over and drain it out, and then we'll put it away to clean it. Okay, I drained it, and it's interesting what I found. It's actually, it's got about a 1/4 inch, maybe you can see that, 1/4 inch of hard oil on the bottom. Yeah, when you get these, you never know what they've been through. So interesting. But I also seen something interesting inside there on the piston. Let me bring you over there. You're gonna like this. All right, I took you off the tripod. I want to show you something that's very important here. It's so important. I think I'm gonna turn the light on. There you go. All right, this is the bottom of the connecting rod, and it seems tight. Everything seems good there. But what I want to show you, let me get a little picture or poker, is right here. My back is off. This little tab here, this metal tab here, is actually a lock washer, and this here should be bent up against that bolt. And even this one, I didn't touch this yet, but there's a tab here, and that should be bent up against the bolt to keep them bolts from backing off. And somebody must have rebuilt this at one time, put it in another connecting rod or a piston or something, I don't know. But anyway, when they put this back on, they tightened these bolts and never bent them tabs to lock them bolts in place. So what happened there is that some kid could have got this engine, put it on a go-kart, run the balls off it, vibrated them nuts off. I'm going to call them bolts because they're bolts. Vibrated them bolts off and threw a rod. And then for the rest of his life he would say, oh, Briggs suck. I had a Briggs when I was a kid and it threw the rod and all I was doing was driving it. You know? So whenever you develop an opinion, you should come up with a reason why. Like I say, I mean, you tighten them back up there and put them tabs where they belong. This engine might have lasted, you know, another 50, 60 years. But anyway, that's important. Something silly as that could have caused this engine to blow up again for no reason. Alright, I'm going to take that off and take that piston out and look at it. You know what, I was also looking at the cam. Let me see if we can look down there. The one lobe, this one lobe over here looks pretty good. This one here looks like it's a little funny. See the top there? Looks like it might have been flat at one time, and then rounded off a little bit. It's wider than the other one, so we'll take it out and look at it. And I think I got extra cams laying around. I'll just replace that. But let's take that piston out and see what the story is. All right, I raised you back up on a tripod there. All right, this one valve looks pretty good, but this one here, a lot of carbon, a whole lot of carbon. But we're not worried about that. We're probably going to cut the whole section off there. But I'm going to take the piston out here and I'm going to mark it. They're usually marked, but I'm going to put a little arrow on it. That's the front of the engine. I call it the front of the engine. I call it where the valves are at the back. So, all right, let's turn it upside down here and unbolt that. Let's see if I can position you where you get a good look at it. Alright, the only thing that holds the piston in is these two bolts. Now you would have had to normally have taken a screwdriver or something pointy and go down there and bend that tab down, but somebody never tightened this one up, so we don't have to do that. This pointy thing here is called a slinger. That's what splashes your oil around. Oh, well, look at that. And them bolts weren't tight at all. This one's even looser. Look at that. This was an accident waiting to happen. You know, these bolts, look at it. I'm unscrewing them by hand, so for them things to loosen up and fall out of there, especially with all that oil on there. I know you can't see the bolts. You're looking at the back of my hand, but yeah, for them to loosen up and fall out would have been nothing. Some kid would have been scarred for life. Thinking, oh, geez, Briggs. I'll never buy another Briggs as long as I live. Alright, there's a cap on here. It should pop right out. Oh, my. Oh, oh, boy. Yeah, that connecting rod is pretty scarred up. But for what we need it for, it's going to be fine. So we're going to save that. Now you just actually push that connecting rod, or that piston. And, oh, you know what? Oh, Road King. I should have, probably has a ridge right here. A small ridge. Let me scrape that ridge off, and then that piston should fall out. Alright. I took a razor blade and just ran around the inside, the top of the ridge here, which was probably had a little bit of carbon on there, so we should be alright now. I'm going to turn it on its side here. Oh, there we go. Piston. Just going to pop right out there. Okay. Wow. That all feels tight and everything. Yeah. Looks like something got caught on this at one time. Can you see that? Where you at? It's got a pretty big gouge in there. Chances are we'll probably reuse this piston. The rings, none of the rings are stuck. So we'll just dress that up and clean it up. It's one thing I don't have spares of, but pistons. We always wind up using them. Alright, like I said, that's done. See, it makes you wonder what got in here to let me clean it up a little bit and we'll look in there, okay? Alright, I got a couple lights here. We're looking inside the cylinder. And I'm surprised how nice this cylinder is. So it does have one score, but it's a very, very light one. I can't even see it. But a honing should clean it up nice. So far, I'm liking what I see. We're still going to use this block or this engine, so let's take the crank out and then throw this in the cleaner. Alright, I'll put you back on a tripod and lower you down a little bit, but alright, now the only thing that holds the crank in is these 4 bolts right here, this side plate. Like I said before, I'll probably cut most of it off and just use a circle, but let's loosen it up. Wow. Wow. Look at these. Look, I could loosen it. I could loosen it with my finger. Yeah, these weren't tight at all. That one was a little tight. Yeah, it's a shame. That should have been tighter than that. Wow. That came out. I wonder if that's stripped. Wow, they're barely holding. We'll look into that. Okay. Oh, yeah, there we go. See, it slips right off of there. Huh. Oh, I see what that was. I had this little thing stuck in there, but this is actually on the outside, and that looks like it was a spark, the top of the spark plug. Somebody loosened it and fell down behind here, but that wasn't interfering with anything. So all right, you still there? This crank should pull right out. Let's see if I can grab it. Whoa, whoa, it almost fell out. Look at her here. Alright. This side looks perfect. And this side. So where both the seals are is pretty nice. The only thing I see is got a little bit of scarring. Nothing to stop the project, but we're going to have to dress that up a little bit. Dress that up with some emery paper, and we'll be good to go. All right, it'll go in the. See how deep that is? That's crazy. Look at that. That actually almost goes through the end. Okay, we're not going to worry about that. All right. Now, the only thing in this thing is the cam. And to take that cam out, it's only a matter of pushing this this out. Or wait, let me see. Where's my little picker? Get over there. Yeah, there we go. I had so much dirt on it, it almost looked like it wasn't there, but should be able to hit that with a drift pin and send that whole thing out. All right. There should be a little plug on this side here. And I'm going to tap that and see how easy that's going to come out. If it comes out easy, we'll take it out. If not, we'll work on it later. Hold on. Alright, I got it sitting on some wood here, and I'm going to drive it out from this side. I don't think it matters which side you drive it out from, but I always drive it out from that side, from the inside out. Or from the flat side here out, so. Alright. I got a block under it. And it's just about ready to hit. But you know what? Let me get a heavier hammer there. It's going through. The heavier hammer will just help it. Okay. You see, my drift pin is still smaller than the hole, so I'm not bottoming out or hitting anything. And I still got room, so hang on. Okay, I got some movement here. I'm running out of room though. I might have to take it out of here, take it over here and put it in the vise. Almost there, almost bottoming out. It's in there, actually it's in there pretty tight. Okay, I'm bottoming out, so I'm gonna move these over to the vise there, and we'll finish this up. We'll finish the job. All right. You'll be able to see both sides here. Here's the pin over here. Here's the hole over here. So let's see. I'm almost at the width of this pin, so I might have to get a smaller drift. All right. It's still loose. I don't know why it's so tight. I've never seen one that tight, but it is what it is. I'm going to try a smaller drift here. Should shoot out soon. Alright. My machine here is getting loose. I'm knocking it out. See, I don't want to tighten it too much. Hey, you know what? This would have been a good time for the soft jaws. Alright. See if that'll work. Look at that. I'm actually bottoming out here now. Let me get a smaller drift. And I'm running out of drift pins. I don't know why it's so tight. Oh, here you go. You know what? That's out far enough that I believe the cam will come out. Let me play with this. I think that cam is loose enough to come out. Alright, I butchered on this side. Actually, here you go. this cam, if you finagle it around just the right way, it will come out. There we go. Alright, let's examine that. While you're up here, wow, oh man, I've never seen that before. That's crazy. Wow. These tappets are supposed to be flat, and this thing here's got a curve on it that I've never seen before in my life. Let's remember, well, I got on video. I'm going to say that's the left side. Or, no, that's the back. Yeah, okay, I'm going to call it the left side. Okay. See, now here's one. This is what I'm used to. This is what they're supposed to look like. See how flat that is? And this one here is concave. I don't know what's going on there, but that'll affect your lift. Alright, I'm going to shut these off and move you over to the table. Hold on. Alright, so there we go. We got a whole bare block here. I'm going to throw that in the degreaser and clean that up so we can play with it without getting dirty. And see what we got to cut off of that. I think I'm having so much trouble with this because I don't think it's hardened. I think this is somebody just made this out of 3/8 stock. That should be hardened. And we did discover, I think we're going to need a cam, because we noticed this before we even took it out. This one lobe was kind of funky looking. This other one looks okay. But you see what it did? That's the lobe that actually did that to this one right here. You ought to see that concave. That's a good 1/8 inch concave or more. Crazy. But it ran good. So looks like I'm gonna need tappets, a cam, I'm gonna call it a camshaft. What do you think? A camshaft, and I think I have that. The rest of these parts I can fix up. Piston rings are good. Crankshaft is good. And this box here, this whole box here is garbage, except for this piece here. I'm gonna cut out the center. So. Alright, there you have it. Next time you see this, it'll be all cleaned up, and we'll start figuring out where we're going to cut and what we're going to do with it. So, this video is probably getting pretty long, so I'm going to say enough of this. Alrighty.